just couldn't go to sleep. Almost 5 a.m. Too many thoughts in my head. Made a pot of coffee. Made a pot of coffee. That's preparing to create. The preparation is potentially an excuse not to create, which happens a lot. Hey, what's up, guys? It's like 4:20 a.m. I couldn't go to sleep, so I decided to just make some YouTube videos. Maybe I will upload this to podcast too if it turned out okay. But probably not a good idea to watch YouTube video before you go to sleep, because I ended up watching something about the virus, the iPhone virus. I forget what it's called, but it's the Dark Horse channel, Brett Weinstein's channel. Apparently there was spyware on a bunch of iPhones that these private companies will hack into the individual's iPhone data and sell it to sell them to their enemies. And then Apple just put a patch and fixed it right away. But if they can do that, that company is not going to be the only one. So there is going to be other viruses, other spywares with that takes people's private information and sell that to their enemies. So if you're activist, they gather activist phone data and then sell it to government, so they can do activist work, vice versa. But typically activists, they don't have money to buy the government data. So I don't know how it works, but watching that at nighttime before going to bed in bed it's not a good idea. So I ended up watching some of my YouTube videos from the past, especially the singing ones. When you sing and record yourself and upload that on the YouTube, and there are 50 views to 100 views or whatever, you don't really want to watch it again. But every once in a while, you watch it and it feels good. I'm like, I'm not that bad, In fact, some of the music videos that I uploaded, I try to do it for myself. If I were to be able to see my singing video, whether it's a cover song or original song, when I'm like 75 years old, when I'm 64, or when I'm 64, that when I can't really sing or play, or who knows, right? I thought that would be pretty cool. So that when I was making those videos, I try to please myself. I watched like a handful, about a half a dozen or something, and I'm like, it sounded good to me, of my own singing. And that got me thinking, like, why are we doing this? Why are we making videos and making contents and making TikTok? I haven't done TikTok. I probably did like 1 or 2 videos and I shut down the account because I've heard that the Chinese Communist Party was like taking the data from the phone, the TikTok. And at that time, I thought, wow, I probably shouldn't. But just later on, more and more thinking, what's the difference between Chinese party taking, TikTok taking the individual, the private data, versus Facebook doing it, or Instagram doing it? And is there much difference there? I couldn't really answer it. That answer is becoming hazier. So are many things that I thought I knew, like the right answer. It seems like the right answer is like, what, based on what? Based on things that I believe. Where those things I believe come from? Oh, and are they correct? And what is correct? And nowadays a lot of things are really depending on who's looking at it, the perspective of who's looking at it from which angle, what kind of benefits that they're going after, or what kind of point of views that they have. Correct or not correct changes, it seems. And nowadays this social climate has been so polarized. I used to be Bernie Sanders fan, actually. That's like hardcore Democrat in some sense, or independent, some might say. I like his point of view quite a lot. But now I'm watching like Fox News these days. It's weird. I don't want to say whether I'm like Democrat or Republican, but there's some messages that Fox News is showing makes more sense in certain degree. I don't know why, but my point of view is changing, obviously. So I'm confused on what's right or wrong. That's something new to me, actually. I will go ahead and upload this to my podcast called Something New, because I said something new about what I'm learning. That is something new. And Elon Musk warned us many times, and still he's doing it. And I think what he means is that the AI, the tip over point has already happened. The AI is going to really, it already is maybe, manipulating how we think by like split second, like nanosecond difference, depending on how we react to certain videos, certain social media content. They can just switch it just a little bit, so it will register to our mind better. And who is going to control that AI is going to be really detrimental to humanity, because if a company or a government control that kind of powerful AI which can manipulate people's mind and beliefs and thoughts and everything, that could be even worse than weapons of mass destruction. Well, that's kind of going too far. Maybe because Elon Musk, he talked about small drones that they have right now. All they have to do is put some kind of explosive devices, and then face recognition technology can track down people and throw down the explosive things on them. And he said there's not much. I mean, that's already happening, and that's what he said. And the drone warfare is developing right now. I think many countries are developing these weaponized drones, and now we're talking about the AI. When we talk about the movie Terminator, you're thinking about a drone that moves like a robot, walking and shooting and killing people. But it may not be that. It could be just flying around drones, tiny little drones that are going to be like, let's say 500,000 of those tiny drones with weaponized machines attached that can recognize people. That's Terminator right there, and especially if that is controlled by AI. But anyways, I'm just like, it's 4:30 a.m. I'm just talking anything that's in my head. And one last thing, something new that hit my head was that I think we all have this inner desire to make something, whether it's like a carved piece of wood to For me, like making a song to drawing, making sand castle at the beach. We want to make something. I think that's built into our DNA. And I think so much about how to make things, how to put what kind of content on what kind of platform. And just that's I've been thinking too much about it. I've been researching too much about the gear too. I mean, the camera and the microphone that I'm using right now. I spend decent amount of money, and I probably spend about a year researching on what gears to buy, which is maybe if I use this thing like every day for the next 35 years, that 1 year of research well spent. But we'll see. But watching my singing videos from about a year and a half ago, I mean, everything sounded okay, everything looked okay. One was much better or not, not so much. Um, because I'm a musician, the sound did have some differences. Differences in picture, looking on a small device, whether it was taken by iPhone or whether it was taken by my Samsung phone or one of those small camcorder, it didn't matter really. So why did I spend about a year researching, and now like watching YouTube videos about like how to make a thumbnail on a video to, oh man, it just, that's not creating, that's preparing to create. That preparation is potentially an excuse not to create, which happens a lot. So not waking up, but getting out of the bed about 20 minutes ago thinking I should spend more time on making things. Like, I have a lot of song ideas on my phone. Spend time on, crafting those song ideas into actual song rather than watching YouTube videos, actually. And why are you watching this video still? I mean, this video is going for like 12 minutes, and if you're watching still, thank you. You're awesome if you're still watching. But like spending more time to write songs, that's going to be better. That's going to be better for my soul, for myself, for satisfying the creative need that we all have, I think. And that got me thinking, why not just keep making it? And don't worry about which videos to put where, and I gotta plan out videos and which topic or what. I think they're out there. They're all, I mean, not all done, but any topics you're going to see that kind of topic specialist and this and that. But I just want to share what's in my head, and if it sounds interesting to you, and if you're still watching and listening, that's awesome. If not, at least I'm making something, I'm creating something that's, or like brain dumping, brain vomiting, is at least, it's it makes me feel good, at least I think. And even if nobody watched this video for like 5 years, 10 years, and when I am 64 or when I'm 75 or when I'm 98, watching this video, looking back 50 years from now, looking at 2021 Sean, oh, he was thinking that at that time. Funny guy. He was immature then. He might be mature then too. But my old self, I mean. But I think we just think too much about things. We prepare for too many things. Because of the fear, right? Because of that, the other people, judging me, like, oh, that's a shitty content. What the heck is he doing? And I decided, or I don't know if I will keep doing this, but I thought making this kind of videos to satisfy my creative need and put it on the podcast, whether it fits that podcast, the category or genre or whatever. Anyways, so cheers to you, and I'll be drinking coffee, and I am going to use this time to actually work on some songs from my Song Idea Bank, which is just an iPhone voice app. And then who knows, I might just turn it back on and make some more videos about real estate or something. See you next time. Just couldn't go to sleep. Almost 5 a.m. Too many thoughts in my head. Made a pot of coffee. Made a pot of coffee. Sounds okay.